It's Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. I've been reflecting on World War II, the greatest generation, Korea, and most of all, I'm going to be honest with you, Vietnam. The reason why I'm thinking about it is because I'm from a very large family and multiple uncles that served in World War II, Korean War, and family, including my brother in Vietnam. I'm sitting there thinking about how lucky I was not to be drafted, how lucky I was I didn't serve. But it's still devastating to understand friends and their memories of the past of the United States in war. And as we know, war still continues on. Ukraine, Russia, tariff wars, it's all bad shit, man. Some people think, hey, we got the day off. I think about, wow, my neighborhood back in the 60s and the early 70s of what family members, our neighborhood, lost their children. Devastating, man. But not only that, it's after the war. After the war, the memories of the loss of youth that these guys had, these veterans, especially of the Vietnam War, because that's the closest thing to me. I wasn't part of World War II. My parents were. They were raised in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, so they saw it. My father served. My uncle served. One uncle got 2 Purple Hearts in Europe. Another uncle served in Korea. My brother and multiple friends in our neighborhood, their brothers served in Vietnam. Some didn't come back. When I got down to Florida, I met some gentlemen, and I always love history of people that are older than me because that's how you learn. You learn it through experience. One guy, Jimmy McClurg, lost his son in 1970 in the Marine Corps. And I'm going to talk about that later on. In fact, I'm wearing his dog tags right now because his father gave them to me, a set. I'm learning more and more as I visit Vietnam, as I meet the people in Vietnam. And I'm also involved with the Dove Fund, contributing to the Dove Fund. Why? It's the development of Vietnam endeavors. That's what Dove stands for. It's a beautiful charity. They have specialty solutions and opportunities and funds to help students, to build schools, help the Agent Orange injured. These are Vietnam vets that returned to Vietnam to help because they saw the devastation, they saw the tragedy, they saw the people and how unfair it was and how unjust it was. You know, my visit to Vietnam was completely different. I saw kindness. I saw love. I saw forgiveness. I saw youth just going out and making it happen. So I just want to say that the closest thing to me is the Vietnam War. We call it the Vietnam War. In Vietnam, they call it the American War. And we all know it started in the late 40s. It started with Truman. And it went all the way through Nixon. It's devastating. But guess what? The Vietnamese people, they have moved on. But one thing I want to remind people is you have to know the history. And that's what I'm trying to say. And my message is know the history of why people make decisions and why people are right or wrong. My father taught me something. Always take the high road. Be a person of integrity. And be very careful who you idolize. Because there's only one opportunity to trust people. Once that trust is broken, that's considered betrayal. You never go back. So this weekend is a time for reflection for me. Being one of 11 children and my parents, it was always Como Park. or was always swimming, or was over at Como Zoo, or whatever in St. Paul, Minnesota. Well, today, it's about my memories, my thought. I go back to the 70s. I go back to the people that served and came back and suffered. I'll be talking more, but I just wanted to let people know, especially on social media, that I haven't forgotten what Memorial Day means to me. And it's not hot dogs and the day off. It's really a time of reflection and gratitude and blessings and tears. I met people that the parents never came back in their minds and their memories of their children. And I got stories. Vietnam, never forget Vietnam. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon.